Welcome back to Blind Item Breakdown. I was concerned when I came across our first blind item involving Dua Lipa because I'm a huge fan, and it sounds like her fiance Callum Turner might be up to no good. It reads, speaking of A-list singers, this foreign-born one is being cheated on by her fiance. Dua Lipa is at the top of her game. She's beautiful. I don't think she's really done anything problematic, so she doesn't deserve this. This comment reads, tell me something I don't know. Maybe Callum is trying to do some damage control because he recently did an interview where he spoke about his relationship with Dua Lipa and how they first got connected. As for Dua, it doesn't seem like she's in any rush to go and get married. She's been on her tour titled Radical Optimism. Comment below if you've been to one of her shows. Dua Lipa is constantly working, so Callum could have the opportunity. And this isn't the first blind item we've heard about this couple having some troubles behind the scenes. Here's a clip from our friend Celebrity Blinds.
Before the foreign-born actor and the A-list singer get married, they should really both hit up rehab for a month. This A-plus list singer has just gone public with a B-minus list actor, despite the fact that they've been hooking up for months under the radar. Why? Because she has a new album out soon and a tour to promote, and she and her team knew he would also be on a press tour for his latest movie and TV releases, and she would get a mention in those interviews too. It's also helpful for her to be associated with a credible person in the same field as her next career move. She had no intention of making this relationship official, much less long-term, and is planning a quick exit when the tour gets underway. Despite the reduced tour dates planned, she'll chalk it up to busy schedules. The singer already has her eyes on her next love interest, but in the meantime, the actor is being lied to about who is calling the paparazzi that spot them everywhere they go and has been talked into staying with her in the US just so it's easier to orchestrate these quote-unquote candid moments with her favorite paparazzis. The singer is relying on the actor being too dazzled by their whirlwind relationship to catch on, but it's also blatant that it won't be long before he figures it all out. Speaking of leaving parties early, this foreign-born A-minus list actor keeps embarrassing his higher-on-the-list girlfriend by getting wasted every time they go out.
Our next blind item is about Saweetie, and I've talked about yachting before on my channel when celebrities go and they escort, typically in the south of France, for big paychecks. The one named Sugar rapper singer still hasn't done anything about all of the yachting accusations. Do you guys remember that video I posted a few months ago where we talk about Zac Efron being in the yachting business, and it almost seems like he's being forced into it because every time we see him on a yachting gig, we see him with an injury shortly after. It is such a weird world out there, and I do feel like once you're in it, it's really hard to get out. This comment reads, I saw a TikTok about Saweetie today, and the woman whose TikTok it was said, everyone knew about it. If you guys don't know the rapper Suki Hana, her real name is actually Destiny, and throwback, I've actually edited videos for her before. Actually, there's one in particular, a makeup video I edited of hers that's on her YouTube channel. I think it's still up since last time I checked. So we are friends with Suki Hana on the channel. It is so crazy the different type of people you get connected through like over the years. Like this was before I even started posting videos. But anyways, Suki Hana has some serious allegations against Saweetie. Every time I say her name, I feel like I'm saying it wrong. Like Saweetie, right? But Suki Hana said, all these hoes selling, you know what, all of them, especially these rap B words like Saweetie. I ain't even gonna lie, Sweetie people really will F you more if you live in your truth. If you selling ass, then you selling ass.
All these sell, all of them, especially these rap. Like, Sweetie, I ain't even gonna lie, I'm not even trying to be funny or like, Sweetie, people will really fuck with you more if you just live in your truth, because a lot of the ghetto girls like me, well, a lot of the girls, black community, everybody, they be trying to get into you, and that the reason why they like double dutch, like they jump in, they jump out, because they don't believe you. So when you be making your bops, they be thinking that you like a fake ghetto girl, and it's just because they can't figure you out. It's like, if you selling that, whatever you doing, like, that's what you do. Right. But you just need to say what the fuck you doing, because that little bit of authenticity that they don't feel like you give it, like, they want that from you, whatever you is. Like, you keep saying you're a Cancer, that's all. We need more than that, bitch. If you selling that, you selling that.
And it's not just Suki Hana saying that Saweetie is this yachter. There has been other people like Maybach May who claims that she's in this business. She did deny this, Saweetie did, on her social media story, writing, the recent accusations made about me are false, defamatory, and deeply disturbing. These claims misrepresent the facts and are solely aimed to damage my reputation.
Many celebrities have reacted to Saweetie speaking out on the yachting room. First up, Cardi B said, leave this poor girl alone. Next, Ice Spice said, just ignore them and don't give people attention. Next, Tyla said, they are not worthy of your time clearing this up. Next, Missy Elliott said, beautiful soul, don't let them get you down. And finally, Megan Thee Stallion said, it's just jealousy. Saweetie has publicly addressed viral accusations claiming she was involved in yachting arrangements with footballer Jadon Sancho, calling the rumors deeply disturbing. The speculation began after a former close friend accused Saweetie of failing to compensate her for introducing her to Jadon. In a now deleted post, the friend implied there had been some kind of secret deal behind the scenes, something Saweetie strongly denies. She took to social media to deny it all. She wrote, "The recent accusations made about me are false and deeply disturbing. These claims misrepresent the facts and are solely aimed at ruining my reputation." The statement immediately gained traction as fans rallied behind her and criticized how quickly unproven claims were being shared online. Saweetie went on to clarify that the person behind the accusation was never part of her management team or inner circle. She said, "This person never managed me. She was simply introduced to me by family. Her motives are now obvious."
There's a reason why Hollywood stars always seem to walk away from scandals untouched. Just like there's a reason why Morgan & Morgan is America's largest injury firm. Most regular people, including me, don't have a legal army behind them. And if you're injured in an accident, insurance companies try their best to pay you as little as possible. That is where Morgan & Morgan comes in. With over 1,000 attorneys and 100 offices across the country, they are built to fight for regular people, not corporations. In Florida, a client was offered $350,000 by an insurance company. Morgan & Morgan stepped in and got them $12 million. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome, but these stories are what they do every day. And it's easier than ever. You don't have to deal with those piles of paperwork. You also don't have to pay anything up front. You could even start your claim right now within minutes by using your phone. You could get started by scanning the QR code on the screen using your phone's camera. Remember, the fee is free unless they win. If you ever find yourself injured, then check out Morgan & Morgan. Again, you can start your claim today by scanning the QR code or visiting the link in my description below. It's fast, it's simple, and it could change everything. Our next blind item is about Ariana Grande. She just can't stay out of the headlines. It reads, "The A-list actress-singer really wants to cancel her tour." I could totally imagine wanting to be a singer one day, wanting to be famous, wanting to go on tour, and then once you could do it all, you're like, holy crap, that sounds exhausting. And I feel like Ariana doesn't want to go on this tour. She's kind of being pressured into it by her fans, but also by the record label. I don't think we're going to be getting a lot of new music from Ariana in the next decade. She's probably going to be acting mostly. And you know what? If that's what she wants to do, we're happy for her. This person says, "Sadly, I don't think Ariana can afford to cancel. She still has to pay her label back. She's marketed this as her last tour, so maybe it will be." Somebody else said, "Yeah, that ain't happening." I could totally see the Arianators turning on her. I mean, when her flight was canceled to Brazil, they were sending her death threats. So imagine if she were to cancel this tour that so many people have spent money on. They would go burn the witch. They would put her into the city center and burn her on fire if she were to do that. So Ariana, for your safety, let's please keep the tour going. Somebody else said, "How is she managing to tour?" Somebody else said, "Yeah, I don't see this happening. How could she have that kind of stamina when she clearly only eats a sunflower seed every week?" Okay, be real. I did see that video where she made a pizza with Jonathan Bailey, and I did see her take a bite. So let's stop with the hate. But it does seem like this tour is going to be a lot less spectacular than her past shows. Probably shorter, a lot less production. She said, "We're doing a small amount compared to what I used to do back in the day. I think it's 45 shows. It's not that small, but it's at least half of what I used to do. I've been healing my relationship to music and touring over the past couple years." She described her latest album as a way for her to rebuild her love with music, saying that, "I think the time away helped me reclaim certain pieces of it and put certain feelings that may have belonged to my relationship to fame in a box somewhere else." I guess maybe she's prioritizing making music that she actually loves opposed to creating new hair. I bought it just to make a hit song. And I'm glad she's making music that feels more authentic, but there are consequences for these things in Hollywood. That's why she didn't get a Grammy nomination. And I loved her last album. I am curious to which Ariana we're gonna get because we've gotten Glinda so much recently. I can't imagine Ariana performing some of her old songs. Like the hair one, I just totally can't. Like Seven Rings, whatever it's called. She just doesn't seem like that kind of girl anymore. But right now, she's just in an interesting place because we're waiting for the Oscars. Wicked for Good is finally over. The press tour is over. And lately, Ariana's trying to figure out what her relationship with the public is like anymore. I mean, lately, people have been tearing her apart over her appearance, and it seems like she's on the defense.
Let me brace myself before I put this comment out into the world. The only reason that Ariana is telling people to stop commenting on her body is so that she can continue her unhealthy cycle of eating. Now, out before you dox me. This is coming from somebody that's had and overcome an eating disorder. And I say this because the one thing that somebody with an eating disorder doesn't want is to be confronted about it. They don't want to have it exposed because then they're either forced to address or forced to stop engaging in these unhealthy eating habits. So she's reshared this post about not commenting on her body or whatever it was that she said. And, look, I think that's all well and good, but I also think that what she's doing right now is quite dangerous. And I think she's probably a very nice person. I don't think she means it, but at the same time, that also doesn't mean that it shouldn't be addressed. So yes, it is her body, but because of the culture that we live in and the job that she has chosen, specifically to act in a film like Wicked, the lead role, which hundreds of thousands, millions of children are going to watch, it's also become a point of public discussion. Of course, celebrities will say, I didn't want to be a role model. I never asked for that. I'm just an actor. But I think when you take on the lead role of a PG blockbuster like Wicked, part of that role is taking on the responsibility of being a role model. And yeah, you might not want it, but there are children looking up to you. So at this point, it's just a question of how much you care about that.
Our next blind item is about Scarlett Johansson and Woody Allen. And I've got a question for you, Scarlett. Is it really worth it ruining your reputation defending this creep? This blind item reads, this permanent A-list actress says that she would make yet another movie with this child, who's also married to his pseudo daughter. Remember, he got into a relationship with his stepdaughter? Actually, scratch that. Not a relationship. He got married to her. Actually, some of my favorite videos on this channel are my Woody Allen videos because I can't believe this all went down. And, it wasn't really in my time period. I wasn't born yet, but it is wild how everyone's turned a blind eye and allowed Woody Allen to continue to work, including you, Scarlett Johansson. Notice how the same people on here who defend Woody Allen also defend the creepy businessmen and politicians. It never ceases to amaze me when women defend a rich man they don't even know. It's pretty clear in '91 that the two began an intimate relationship. At the time, New York age of consent was 14 and she would have been 15. So you might not agree with what they did, but it was not illegal. I think he's a dirtbag for doing it, but my opinion only. Somebody else said that Woody Allen disgusts me. Well, Woody Allen is a big fan of Scarlett Johansson. Let's go ahead and take a look.
God, she flew all night from New York to London and got in at 7 o'clock in the morning and came right to the set, having not slept at all, and just came right in and did a complicated dramatic scene and did it brilliantly. And,
I'm not doubting that Scarlett Johansson is a talented actress. And you know what? I'm not even doubting that Woody Allen is a talented director. But it's the other things that I'm concerned about.
Would not surprise me if she sang and danced and did card tricks. I mean, he's great.
There are other issues with Woody Allen, not only the fact that he got married to essentially his stepdaughter, but also that he's been accused of harming a young girl named Dylan who's called him out. She's now a grown adult, but she has detailed her experiences with Woody Allen and how horrific they were. There's no doubt in my mind that this man creeped on her when she was a kid. But in 2019, Scarlett said, I love Woody, I believe him, and I would work with him anytime. So Dylan was his stepdaughter, and she, Dylan Farrow, is who accused him of harming her when she was a kid since 1992. Recently, Scarlett did an interview about the difficulties of working with Woody Allen because you pretty much get canceled. She said, I guess it's hard to know. You never know what the domino effect is exactly, but my mom always encouraged me to be myself, to see it's important to have integrity and stand up for what you believe in. So she's standing 10 toes down on the fact that she is on Woody's side. I think it's also important to know when it's not your turn. I mean, that you should silence yourself. I mean, sometimes it's not your time, and that's something I've understood more as I've matured. So she said that he shouldn't have been canceled. In 2019, she said, I see Woody whenever I can. I have a lot of conversations with him about it. I have been very direct with him and he's very direct with me. He maintains his innocence and I believe him. A lot of the tension comes from Mia Farrow's relationship with Woody Allen. Mia is Dylan's mother and she has a really contentious relationship with Woody, and some have the stance that maybe Dylan was manipulated into believing that this had happened to her. I don't think that this is the case, but clearly Scarlett does.
She's talking about the case where Woody Allen, many, many decades ago, was in a relationship with actress Mia Farrow. And there were allegations that came out during when their relationship was happening that he had sexually assaulted Dylan Farrow, who is Mia Farrow's adopted daughter. Woody Allen, at the same time, has always denied any of these things happened. Scarlett Johansson has always had quite a lot of controversy around her, but she is quite an untouchable movie star in many ways. Any of her controversy controversies over the years haven't stopped her from like starting her skincare business or directing movies. And she is someone in Hollywood that, apart from, Ronan Farrow and like probably James Franco, who's been very much cancelled, she is someone who like a lot of other celebs rally around in ways that haven't happened for other celebrities who have had some of these controversies. So I think that that's kind of interesting that she kind of is talking from a place of safety, knowing that no matter what she says, she's going to maintain that ability to make money and be beloved and get dual Oscar nominations.
It's time. And just kidding. Mariah Carey gets all woken up during Christmas. It's like she hibernates up until this moment and, she comes out of hiding and she's here to top the charts. Actually, speaking of Christmas, I will be in Bangkok in Christmas. If we've got any viewers in Bangkok, please let me know. I'm also right now currently way up in the sky in an airplane flying to Hong Kong. Isn't it crazy how the internet works? Our blind item reads, this permanent A-list singer who is super popular this time of year is crashing out and is lashing out at everyone she's working with. I mean, it's Mariah Carey we're talking about. She's a diva, right? I think we've all known this.
You're open and cool about being a diva. And the best diva you know is you. Well, there was a saying once, I think it was some years ago, is it diva o the day?
Oh, I did say that,
Okay.
diva o the day.
Yeah.
But that's also diva o life. Like, if it's a diva o the day, you're a diva and we're looking at you going, oh my gosh, she's such a diva. But really, it's much more than that. It's all the things. If you sing and you don't deny being a diva, you're like, I'm a diva, what?
This comment reads, I'm still chuckling over the comment a bit ago suggesting Mariah has someone employed to carry her from room to room. So funny and an easy visual. Could you imagine if Mariah has like some buff guy that's responsible for carrying her from room to room? At that point, just get an electric scooter and like bling it out. Somebody else said she's cooking with her $45,000 ring on. Somebody else said that Rob Shutter reports that Mariah went berserk when she opened her Vegas show and saw half-empty seats. All I want for Christmas is Mariah to go away, somebody writes. She damaged her vocal cords and now she has to lip sync. There's a reason opera singers warm up their vocals before a performance, just like an athlete stretching their muscles before a football game. Let's take a look at some of Mariah's show. One thing about Mariah is that she is not going to give us any rhythm, any dancing. I really don't know if she has rhythm. No offense, I don't either. I cannot take this seriously. This headline says that all Mariah wants for Christmas is to sell tickets to her Vegas residency. That would be really sad to go and have a residency and no one shows up. I mean, Mariah Carey's very famous. Am I traveling to Vegas to go and see her? No. I actually don't think there's many artists I would travel to go and see. Maybe Lana Del Rey. You guys know I'm an emotional gay, Lana Del Rey type. And it looks like the time slot that Mariah has chosen, like for her performances, is odd. It may be part of the reason why people aren't showing up. So it's not just you, Mariah. It might be the, inflation and things like that, the economy. But it's true. The problem might be bigger than just Mariah Carey, because going and buying a hotel room, the cost of these venues, everything's really expensive and is all adding up.
Mariah Carey is getting major backlash because of her Sephora ad. So Sephora and Mariah Carey just made one of the most viral ads of all time. Now in the ad, the elves go on strike and basically say they're not going to be doing Christmas this year, and that is why people are upset with it. Now the ad, the elf complains about basically being underpaid and not even being able to afford elf therapy. The elf is then forcefully turned into a snowman, and a lot of people who saw this ad basically took it as Sephora and Mariah Carey mocking the working class. They branded it tasteless and classist, and a lot of people have even called for a full-on boycott of Sephora.
Our next blind item is about Kylie and Timothy, two of my favorite people in Hollywood right now. Hey guys, the reality star with the lucrative side gig told a couple of people that she's pregnant. Kylie pregnant? I mean, she does seem fertile. That is going to turn over the meme cart for sure. This comment reads, I don't believe it. Another person says that Timothée Chalamet has been dropping hints about wanting kids in interviews lately, but somebody else pointed out that this is all tied to Timothy's Oscar campaign. Another person asked, was it in the contract? If Kylie did get pregnant, that may be a great way to secure Timothy, because if she got pregnant and he broke up with her, that would be terrible for his reputation. But I think Kylie is a little bit more worried about Lord's Leon, Madonna's daughter. Timothy and Lord's had a relationship when they were just kids. It's crazy how many different Nepo people he's been with. Supposedly, she was Timothy's first love, and Kylie tries hard to play it cool, but everyone can see how much this gets to her because Timothy is currently, allegedly, in contact with Lords. Timmy and Lords go way back. They grew up together, and she was his first love, so they have real history. Timmy has told Kylie that she's got nothing to worry about, but the fact that he still gives Lords his time is unsettling for Kylie. She's still deeply insecure, and Lords is really triggering her. The source adds, after all, this isn't just some random girl. This is Madonna's daughter. She's got just as much clout as Kylie does, and she's drop dead gorgeous too. Kylie has every reason to feel threatened.
Madonna's daughter, Lourdes Leon, aka Lola, reminisces about her first love, actor Timothy Chalamet, in a new interview with Vanity Fair, telling the mag, "I respect him a lot. We were a little item, my first boyfriend." The two sparked dating rumors back in 2013 while both attended LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts in Manhattan, but neither party has ever publicly confirmed the relationship until now. Even when Timothy was asked about the relationship years later, the movie star stayed mum on their relationship. In a November 2017 interview with Andy Cohen at SiriusXM Studios, the actor visibly blushed when his ex-girlfriend was brought up. The Bravo host reminded him of the night where he first met the now 25-year-old actor, and Timothy candidly admitted that he had fun that night, especially meeting Lourdes' mom, Madonna. Getting a dance with Madonna that night, that was cool, Timothy recalled. Madonna was with us dancing, my buddy Joel was there, and Lola too. We were all dancing together. But that was as much as the celeb would say at the time.
Our next blind item is about Britney Spears. This permanent A-list singer drinks almost non-stop and rants and screams for hours until she passes out, then wakes up and repeats the cycle. Damn, I hope that's not true because that sounds really tiring. Sometimes the damage caused by this industry and the people in it is so severe it can't be reversed and it cannot be improved. Sometimes it all goes so far and there's no recovery. It really is disgusting how the courts are insufficiently trustworthy and proactive to properly oversee a conservatorship. The family and the fake friends are clearly not up for the job. This woman needs real help and there's no one to provide it because she's too much of a target for ripoffs. Somebody else said that Britney's living in hell. What a sad life. Britney did go to Instagram recently to say that she is suffering and that she's in this darkness. Poor Britney, just a couple years ago, we freed her. We thought everything would get better. She writes that sadness and darkness survive to make an understanding of losing someone and of the hurt and the pain. Sometimes through suffering and ugliness and sacrifice, extremely rare and beautiful things can be manifested and shared that can touch another person so they understand they're not alone. Maybe she's talking about her book here because she does say, and yet the woman in me will make sure I find my destination. I also wonder if she's referring to her movie. Maybe she's reliving a lot of this and it's healing for her. I just hope the movie happens. There's a good chance it won't. One of my favorite Britney TikTokers posted a video about why Britney Spears doesn't do interviews anymore, and I needed you guys to see this.
I'm probably about to get myself into trouble with this one, but I think that the public has been incredibly gaslit when it comes to Britney Spears. Recently, I've been digging back into the past to better understand the present with a better perspective, and I found a clip I think everybody needs to hear. It is from the 2019 podcast from Britney's Gram, where they revealed to the world that Britney Spears was being held against her will in a facility. And unfortunately, what you're about to hear isn't going to feel different than right now.
But that people in the audience said that she had mentioned the conservatorship and then that had been edited out of the interview. I asked him if he ever got the sense that Britney was wanting to express himself more than she was able to in interviews and stuff. Management has final say on what goes in and what stays out. And this is him. Yep. You should see the behavior whenever she's booked on something with a live audience. They are freaked the fuck out because whatever leaves her mouth can't just be edited out. He did say, he shared, this is kind of anecdotal, so he said he wasn't there, in person, so I should preface it with that, but he said that he had some friends, and he's paraphrasing here, but he had some friends witness an interview where Britney had said, I want to go out with my girlfriends, but it's exhausting having to get permission all the time. Things like that were being said in interviews, and according to the source, so her freedom's just so whittled down, it's like not even worth trying.
The reason that I find this particularly alarming is that we haven't heard from Britney in any kind of sit-down interview since, I believe, 2018. Yet since being freed from her conservatorship in 2022, she has released quite a few things. In August of 2022, we got new music from her, which was Hold Me Closer with Elton John, in which she never showed up to a photo shoot or ever did a sit-down interview or even a phone interview with anybody about this. And she did not participate in shooting the music video either. Then in July of 2023, we got Mind Your Business with will.i.am. And again, no interviews, no promotion. All we got was a text sort of interview with Variety, which could have been anyone. Then in October of 2023, we finally got her book, The Woman in Me, and somehow TMZ had an exclusive information that there would be no sit-down interview, and that it's Britney's call. But this quote really, really got me. Those around her also understand it would open up a lot of problematic doors if she were to jump back into the interview game, getting hit with personal questions. That makes me feel like it was to protect somebody else, not Britney.
We all know that Britney has a troubling relationship with the media. They're constantly dragging her. Paparazzis are even editing photos of her, trying to make her look heavier, which I would be pissed off too. Like, you already got me at a bad angle, but then you're going to erase my jawline so I look even worse. So I don't know what to believe. I mean, the media hates Britney, but there's definitely someone within her team that keeps going and speaking out. Because why do we keep hearing reports that her house is a mess, that there's dog poop everywhere, and then when you see the videos that Britney posts, it seems to confirm that.
So I have seen a few articles from different outlets claiming that they have inside sources that know that Britney Spears is maybe allegedly looking to move to the UK. Now, apparently this is all based off of concern, apparently allegedly concern that Britney might have, that her family, more specifically, these articles name her dad, her son Sean Preston, and her other son Jaden James, may possibly be teaming up to do some kind of intervention or to possibly get her into another type of conservatorship. Again, this is all alleged, right? But this is what these articles are claiming. And they're saying that Britney is looking to move to the UK. She's looking to get out of the country to avoid having to deal with any of that drama altogether. Now, look, this is not... Britney has mentioned on more than one occasion that she would like to move out of America. So it's not really surprising to me that maybe she would want to move to the UK. I don't know if I believe all of these reports and all of these insiders and all of this stuff. Like, I don't know if we're going to see Britney move to the UK next week, but who knows?
Our next blind item is about Diddy. Have you guys seen that new Netflix docu-series? It's crazy. The Turkey Day story coming from the camp of the producer wannabe rapper was all for show and all to try to get pardoned. The inmates didn't get anything they already were not going to have for Thanksgiving. So Diddy is trying to leverage what's already happening within the prison system to try to make it seem like he's doing something good. One thing about P. Diddy is that he's always been a consistent exploiter. Next, he'll be gifting fellow inmates baby oil for Christmas.
Here it is, the first videos of Diddy in prison at Fort Dix. I mean, how do they keep getting this stuff? And how much are they paying these other inmates to send them videos of Diddy? This is wild. Apparently, Diddy was working. Diddy helps give movies and religious materials to other inmates.
Now, there was some, I guess, good news when it comes to Diddy. Good news, where Diddy helped organize prison Thanksgiving meal. But our blind item says it's all BS. Diddy said, Thanksgiving to me is about making sure other people eat. Everybody misses their family. People get depressed during the holidays. We just wanted to come together as a family and do our own thing. Supposedly working with a group called Bankroll Bosses, Diddy and others collected commissionary food and spent 2 days preparing it and distributing meals to every housing unit at the prison. Without proper cooking materials, the group resorted to using ID cards to cut the food, and they did not have access to microwaves or stoves. Well, did they have an oven, or did we eat it cold? Diddy told TMZ that there's a lot of misrepresentations about prison. There's a strong brotherhood. We all look out for each other. It's nothing but a positive thing. It's kind of a bit of home, but in a dark place.
Diddy pays for 1,000 prisoners to have Thanksgiving dinner, and I did the research, and it's true. He actually did foot this bill. Now, regardless of what you think of him, this move stands tall on its own merit. Now, let me pitch a curveball scenario. What if Diddy is secretly having the best time of his life, because the worst wreckage he's ever living through, being in prison, is tutoring him in the art of being human? I mean, that's possible. And when you look at the pictures, he's always smiling. All you see is ivory.
Now let's get into Sydney Sweeney. Judging by the initial sneak peeks, it feels like everyone on the pay cable show will be naked at all times to try to get people to watch after the long absence. We're talking about Euphoria, and do you know what? I don't want to see all the naked bodies. I really liked Euphoria for like the depth and the darkness, and I feel like every time I watch it, like my whole personality changes. Like, is anyone else like that? But I don't really care to see like people's body parts and sex scenes. I don't know. I don't think I'm prude. I just don't like I remember I love the new show I Love LA, but like the first like minute she's like top off like sex scene and like it's cool, it's whatever. It's just I don't think every show has to resort to that for us to tune in. Does it? I mean, ladies, comment below. Maybe I'm wrong. As somebody said, if it's Euphoria, I don't see anybody getting naked who didn't previously. There was already a lot of nudity on that show. It's so stupid, but it looks like Sydney Sweeney's character will have an OF account within the series. Euphoria will be running a plot line that a character will have an OF account in the upcoming final season, and the willingness of both Euphoria and Sydney Sweeney to explicitly showcase themselves in the past, it looks like she's the one who's going to be running the account.
It is absolutely insanity the year this girl is having. Before everybody goes crazy, you have to understand she's only an actress. She did not write this script. She did not say, you know what, let me be this in the next season for Euphoria. She can only do so much. And the funny part is, if you've seen Euphoria, you know that Cassie, Sydney Sweeney's character, is very much somebody that would definitely do this move. It makes 100% sense for this season and for the show. And this is coming from Omelette News, which is a massive news site in Brazil, but not United States. So they're still not 100% credibility, but they're a very massive site, so it most likely is true. But even if you love her or hate her, you have to give her some props. I don't know how many people in this world can take all this backlash and baggage and still keep moving forward. It's honestly pretty impressive. She got really popular and famous because of Euphoria. So if this report is true, she is once again going to break the internet, and I cannot wait to see what happens next.
Our next blind item is about Katy Perry. This A-list singer is being followed by private detectives, and it isn't to get pictures of her and her new boyfriend. This comment reads, I've always thought that Katy's not a good person. I don't like her music, and I try to ignore her as much as possible. Somebody else said, could they be trying to investigate the disappearance of her songwriter, Camilla? Well, I didn't know about that. Comment below if we need a deep dive into one of Katy Perry's songwriters who's gone missing. Wait, that sounds like a Sloan video. Katy Perry has been in a nasty legal battle with an 85-year-old disabled veteran, the guy who created 1-800-Flowers. And I know he's rich and she's rich too. It's two rich people fighting, but he's an old man, and Katy Perry has some really nasty behavior when it comes to trying to take someone's property. Like, if I got a knock on my door and Katy Perry's like, I want to buy your place, I'd be like, okay, let me pack up right now. I'm not even going to try to argue it. So Katy's been in this really terrible estate battle with this old man who's dying. He was kicked out of his home. She let Chris Pratt and Catherine Schwarzenegger move in, and it's been really messy. I feel like if detectives are following her, it's probably for some type of countersue that maybe like Carl Westcott and his family, the 85-year-old veteran, is planning on doing. I mean, I just think back to, like I said, if Katy Perry comes knocking on your door, you give her the keys. Because shout out to the nuns who actually went to court with Katy because she was trying to take their home. One of them actually ended up dying in the courtroom. Could you imagine having that on your conscience?
A nun literally died in court fighting Katy Perry over a mansion. It was 2015 and Katy tried to purchase the stunning former convent located in California. Now, this place was literally straight out of a fairy tale. It had chapels, gardens, fountains. It was beautiful. But the Sisters of the Immaculate Heart, who had lived there for decades, didn't want her to own it. See, this was their sacred space and they felt like they had the right to sell the home because this was a home that they purchased years ago. But the Archdiocese of LA wanted to sell it to Katy for $14.5 million. Katy even visited the nuns. She showed them her Jesus tattoo on her wrist, and she sang them a Christian song. But the nuns weren't having it. They wanted to sell their home to a businesswoman by the name of Dana Hollister. Katy Perry and the Archdiocese of LA decided to take this to court and sue Dana Hollister for interfering with the sale, and they won. This is when things took a dark twist that nobody ever expected. In 2018, right before a crucial hearing, Sister Catherine Rose stood up and said this.
Katy Perry to please stop. It's not doing anyone any good except hurting a lot of people.
Then she collapsed and died.
I don't know how they go to bed and live with themselves.
Katy never moved in and the home is still tangled in some legal drama.
Like I said, if Katy Perry comes over, she can have it. You can, whatever you want, Katy, you can have it. I know she already has a lot, but I don't think it's ever enough for her. I don't think it ever will be. But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. If anyone is in Hong Kong and you want to meet up, let me know in my email, SloanWellKnown@gmail.com. Also, I will be in Bangkok and I will be in Vietnam. I am so excited to go on this trip. Last year was a very big remember I was crying in Japan in last year's Blind Item Breakdown. Watch people go back to it. I was crying. I had blonde hair. It was a mess because it was very shocking, just the difference of being here in America and going all the way to Japan. So I'm a lot more excited this time. I feel like I've grown up some more, and I will be filming the entire time I'm there. So get ready to see different backgrounds and things like that. And if you want to see some stuff of me traveling, I'm going to be making reels and stuff. I'll be posting on my social medias at Sloan Hooks. But one last thing, shout out to our editor and researcher, Olivia. She just had her birthday on December 2nd. Happy birthday to her. She is the reason why this show exists and why we keep it running. And my birthday will be, I think, is it next week or is it the week? December 11th. I think it's actually today. Or no, not today. Me and math. It's going to be next blind item breakdown. So you guys will see me on my birthday. And I'm so grateful that all of you are tuning in. It means the world to me. And every time we get close to the end of the year or near December 14th, the date my channel was created, I get all emotional. It's that time of year. So I'm sorry, but I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you in a new one soon. Bye, guys.